The answer is no, if you're wondering. No, I'm not stressed. I was just sick for the past 4 days, which means I lost 4 days of editing and filming time. And then I also have to deliver some videos. I gotta film some videos, and I also have to pack before I leave on a shoot in about 2 days. We're chilling. You know, I think life was kind of like Tim is chilling. He's a bit smooth sailing. We need to put him on advanced mode because this tutorial he's on, it's too easy. And I would like to wholeheartedly disagree with life on that. But here we are. We're making it through. And today, just gonna be a chill day, packing up some gear because I have to get all this stuff ready and settled in about 2 days. I need to be on my A game in 48 hours. If you don't want to hear about gear, you can skip today's vlog and I'll see you tomorrow. But if anything, you can just hang out with me as I kind of talk to you about how I'm going to be doing this. So I usually like to pack about 48 hours before the trip. Technically I pack like a couple weeks beforehand because I kind of see what I need to order and everything. But then like when I actually start packing, 2 days before, because the day before I always leave empty, like just in case I need to run off and go get something real quick, then I have time to do that. So at least that's my mindset for most trips that are work related. Now, this right here is the Pelican 1615. It actually, so much for a warranty, but the handle here actually broke off completely the last time we were on that Lucky Duck trip. And this is going to be the main suitcase for gear. So this right here is actually a custom insert. It doesn't come with the whole case, which is why Pelicans are really expensive, but you really need to make sure you have things that are foamed and cushioned since these are traveling on an airplane. And then the top here is pretty cool. It has all of these individual plastic pockets like battery chargers, mic stands, XLR cables, whatever that I need to put up top. So for the most part, this is very organized and it's very cushiony. It survived through a couple of trips already, so I trust it overall. All right, the very first thing I'm gonna have this on is the Aputure 600C. This is gonna be the main light that we're gonna be using over there. Fully trusting that everything's going to be arriving. That's always the scary part when you're traveling. You know, it's like, I can pack everything, I can do everything on my end, but like you'll never know if it'll get there. You can just believe. So we're gonna pack this with some foam. And look at this, like this light alone takes up the entire suitcase already. Plus it also needs the, oh no, I don't know what else I can fit in here. I actually don't think I've ever packed a light this big for travel before, so this should be quite interesting. But okay, so we have that big light, and then we also have this, which is the battery pack for it. Then I'm gonna put some foam in here. This can also go in here. That's one light. You still need the cables with this, but I might fit the cable somewhere else. Like I want like the most fragile stuff in here. So I think I want to try to fit in the next set of lights, the Storm 80Cs. These are brand new actually. Well, newer. I've used them for a ton of shoots already though. These actually just came out this year. I absolutely love these lights and they live in my camera bag. So good thing is they're super tiny. Look how cute this is. So these lights can hopefully fit on the side over here. I can't get over how tiny these lights are. Okay, perfect. So they fit nicely in there. And there's two. Nice, and we'll cushion them in. We always end up throwing all of these cables around right after a shoot. But now, since they're traveling far, I gotta make sure they're super nice and neat. Don't judge me as I use one of my towels to pack this nicely. So let's make sure that nothing gets damaged. All right, so then let's do our battery packs here. Okay, so honestly, that should be it for lights because that's the hard part about traveling is like you want to bring everything. But at the same time, the thing is the more you bring, the more you have to worry about and like you have to really ask yourself, what do you truly need? So for here, I know we're doing a gameplay video and I know we're gonna have 8 players. So I think these are honestly like all the lights that we're going to need for a table setup. So it should be pretty straightforward. So we have all our cables here. Underneath the towel, we have one of the bricks for that. We have the main light underneath this, padded with foam. I might just throw in some other accessories in here. Anything else that needs to, like little tidbits, will go in these pockets. And then on this side will be the charging cables along with the Storm ADCs and their modifiers, which are right over here. I don't really like them like this. I hope this doesn't break, but I mean, it's honestly the best I can do with how things fit, and just cushion it with a towel. And that's why I hopefully don't want to add anything over here. That way it just gives them extra breathing room. That should be it for the lights. Okay, so next is gonna be the C-stands, which is very important. This is what the light is going to be sitting on, or else we're just gonna not have a place for the lights to sit. And this is a ginormous case. This is the Pelican Air 1755. I prefer the Airs for the whole Pelican series because these are the lightest, they are truly lighter than all the other Pelicans, but it's still pretty heavy, even being like the lightest form, because kind of protected somehow. So this right here is gonna hold all of our C-stands. And originally, I think this is used for like archery and like having firearms and stuff, which is crazy to think about. $17.55. All right. So pretty much anything that can get banged up will live in this case over here. And I always get a ton of questions on my C-stand setup. Well, these are all Kupo C-stands. I use them the most. You can check out link in bio or link in description for all the specifics. But these are very trustworthy, but they're also very heavy and heavy duty overall. Bottom to top is going to be the base. I only use these on travel because at home I use the wheels. So those are foldable bases, followed by the middle piece. And the piece that I always forget, and I'm not going to forget this time, especially now that you're all keeping me accountable here, this is the grip head. So you cannot use this whole entire setup without this grip head, because this grip head, see this hole right here? This goes into the middle piece like this, and this grip right here is going to hold the part that you want to clamp stuff on, like the lights and everything. Without this, you can't use this entire setup. So we have forgotten this time and time again. I'm not forgetting this time. So we have extras in here too on top of that. I love these. So this right here is like water bags. You can put water in them and then they'll be your water weight. So instead of sand and having to find sand wherever you are, now you just fill it with water. Everywhere has water. So once you're done with it, you just empty it out and leave it out to dry. So now we have a ton of these bags, which are super flat. So we'll leave these over here. 1, 2, 3 should be good. And then these impact stands also are absolutely incredible. So they all lock together. See that? And they're super light. Look, I can carry 3 of them by just holding like this. They're very, very light, but also very durable. And the tops here all have like the specific heads where you can fit in the Storm ADCs that you saw earlier. So that's good for that. It can also hold a camera, whatever you want on it. It can hold it right here. So pretty much all the metal stuff, anything that can get banged around is going to be. There's something that I also forget a lot too. This is the modifier that you put on the big light. I always forget this. Not this time. I have been giving Peak Design such a hard time for this, but I love Peak Design. It's just very expensive for a stick. However, they are extremely portable for traveling because they're so light. They're beautiful, and so far have been extremely reliable. So, very expensive, but definitely worth it. Now for this one, I always forget the tool, but we got the tool here. And that tool you use to adjust the base of the camera right here. So this is always forgotten too. Now look, everything all in one piece. So we have our lights, we have our C-stands. The last 2 things are pretty much just audio and camera gear. So for audio, I actually have 3 sources because if you miss out on audio, you are absolutely screwed. So first, I packed these little pocket ones. These are my favorite ones. They have such good audio quality. They are the Deity PR2s. So we packed a bunch of these. That's going to be our main audio source, and then our backup audio. We have 2 backup audio sources. One's going to be right on the camera, little shotgun mic. This right here is the Sennheiser MKE400s. So this is going to be right on the camera, and then in case I vlog and stuff too, this will be directly on the camera. And then our third audio source is going to be here. this is what I use now for currently on this video. So this is the DJI Mic 2, absolutely incredible. I also do have the ones just in case, so I might just do that. Might bring those onto the table and like tape them right into like the table side just to get like a third source of audio, because I'm always super paranoid about audio. If there's one thing I'm paranoid about, it's about audio, because if we don't have that, that's it, you don't have the entire video. So me being hyper paranoid about that means we have 3 audio sources. Now the last one, and the absolute easiest one, and the one I actually don't pack until the day of because I'm always filming anyway, cameras. So all of our cameras are going to live in this small little Pelican bag, but this is also a Pelican Air, just a very, very small one with the insert in the middle. So this has been my go-to like daily carry when I'm on shoots and stuff. So all of our bodies will live here on the right side, lenses on the left, and that's it. So not too bad. I know I sounded stressed in the beginning, but I think once I start packing and then realize that, okay, I just have the essentials, I have exactly what I need to create for me and my team, then we're good to go. Anyways, thank you all so much for hanging out with me as I pack for this soon to be epic shoot. I can't wait to show you all more. You'll be seeing some results of it very, very soon. Stay tuned for this epic vlog, and I'll see you all tomorrow.